Welcome to my channel. Try to hear the latest story.
Every summer, on the final weekend, my family gathers for a massive barbecue at my uncle's place. It's a full-day celebration, filled with 3 generations, endless food, and joyful chaos. It's a tradition rooted in togetherness and heritage. It's the last place you'd expect your world to collapse. But that's exactly what happened to me last Saturday. My name is Jake. I'm a project manager at a construction firm, overseeing large-scale builds, office towers, medical centers, college campuses. My work is about bringing order to complexity, turning countless moving parts into a sturdy, cohesive whole. I thought my relationship with my girlfriend, Emily, was the most stable part of my life. We'd been together for 2 years, sharing my house for the past one. We were a team with a shared vision. Marriage, kids, a future we'd mapped out. I believed in that plan. Emily was vibrant, witty, and the spark at every gathering. Her free-spirited nature was thrilling, a contrast to my methodical personality, or so I convinced myself. My family loved her. They were charmed by her energy and her stories. She blended in effortlessly. That Saturday was a flawless late summer day. The barbecue was alive with activity. My cousins tossing a frisbee, kids darting through sprinklers, adults on the porch sipping drinks and laughing. I was at the grill cooking steaks, feeling utterly at peace. Emily was entertaining my aunts and cousins nearby, their conversation drifting from a celebrity engagement to our own future. I was only half listening, focused on the grill. Then my cousin asked, "So, when are you two tying the knot?" And that's when Emily dropped a bombshell. She let out a loud, exaggerated laugh that turned heads. "Oh, please," she said, her voice echoing across the porch. "If we ever get hitched, he'll be lucky if I stay faithful." The chatter stopped. The only sounds were the hiss of the grill and the faint giggles of kids in the distance. I froze, spatula in hand, staring at the searing meat. Emily tried to laugh it off. "Just kidding," she said, but her tone was strained, unnatural. Mostly. A few awkward chuckles followed, but the mood had shifted. The sunny day now felt heavy. I didn't turn around. I didn't speak. I kept grilling, my movements steady, deliberate. Inside, I was reeling. It wasn't just the insult, it was the public delivery. She declared to my entire family that our relationship was a mockery, that my devotion was disposable. I served the food, sat with my relatives, and acted like nothing was wrong. I smiled, chatted, and played the part of the unshaken boyfriend. Emily kept glancing at me, searching for a reaction. I gave her none. I was a stone wall. Later, as the party wound down, my Uncle Mike pulled me aside. Mike, my dad's older brother, is a retired detective, a man who's seen humanity's highs and lows. He speaks rarely, but his words carry weight. He led me to a quiet corner of the yard, away from the lanterns and lingering guests. His gaze was steady. "I heard what she said," he said, his voice low and grave. I just nodded. "You're a good man, Jake," he went on. "You build things to endure. That woman? She's all sparkle, no substance." He glanced back at the party, where Emily was laughing with my aunt as if nothing had happened. "You're furious," he said, not asking but stating. "You want to go home and confront her. Shout. Maybe even end it tonight." He was spot on. That's exactly what I wanted. "Don't," he said firmly. "That's what she's counting on. A big fight where she can sob, apologize, call it a dumb joke, and you'll forgive her because you care. Then she'll know she can disrespect you, and all it costs is some drama." He gripped my shoulder. "A woman who jokes about infidelity isn't joking. She's testing you, seeing how far she can push. She's showing you who she is. The worst thing you can do is ignore that." "So what do I do?" I asked. His advice was straightforward but transformative. "You do nothing," he said. "Go home. Act normal. Let her think she's in the clear. Let her relax. While she's relaxed, you get sharp. Find out if that comment was a one-off or part of a bigger picture. Don't get mad. Get answers. People like her don't fear anger. They fear being exposed." I looked at my uncle and understood. He wasn't telling me to back down. He was telling me to strategize. The future I'd imagined, marriage, kids, was gone. A new plan was forming. A precise, calculated dismantling. I returned to the party, smiled at Emily, and began plotting. Update 1: It's been a week since the barbecue. A week of playing the devoted boyfriend while quietly investigating. My Uncle Mike's words guide me. Don't get emotional. Get answers. On the drive home that night, Emily finally brought it up. Are you upset? She asked, her voice soft and cautious. I glanced at her. About what? You know, my comment, she said. It was dumb. I was just trying to be funny. I've got a weird sense of humor sometimes. I shrugged. It's fine, I said. I get it. Her relief was obvious. She thought she dodged a bullet, that my silence at the barbecue was just me being moody. She had no clue I was rethinking everything. For days, she was the ideal girlfriend, sweet, attentive, no more edgy jokes. She thought she'd tested a limit and I'd let it slide. She was comfortable. Meanwhile, I was working. I needed to know if her comment was a careless slip or a sign of something deeper. I started with her phone. We'd always shared access, a trust she'd apparently betrayed. Late one night while she slept, I checked it. I wasn't hunting for a blatant confession, just patterns. There were no obvious messages from other guys. She was too clever for that. But I noticed something odd. Her text threads with certain male friends were unusually sparse. Gaps in conversations, missing days. Her call logs showed calls to those numbers, but the texts were deleted. Innocent people don't erase their tracks so carefully. Then I found a group chat with her 3 closest friends, dubbed the Freedom Squad. I scrolled through months of messages. It was a candid diary of their lives, relationships, and dreams, and a treasure trove of insight. They talked about me often, calling me the overseer or Mr. Reliable. They mocked my steady routine, my predictable life. Emily's messages were the most revealing. She vented about feeling confined, craving adventure. The day before the barbecue, one friend asked if she was ready to commit to me. Emily's reply, no way, but the deal's too sweet to walk away from now. He's a solid fallback while I sort out what I really want. A guy who's not obsessed with fixing the garage door on weekends. Another friend warned, be careful. He's not stupid. What if he catches on? Emily's response chilled me. He won't. He trusts me completely. I could probably step out on him, and as long as I batted my eyes and said I loved him, he'd buy it. He's just lucky I haven't yet. There it was. Her barbecue joke wasn't a joke. It was her truth, slightly reworded. A test, as Mike predicted, to see how much I'd tolerate. I saved screenshots of the chat to a secure cloud account. That was my evidence. Now I needed a way to expose her. The chance came 2 days later. Emily came home buzzing with excitement. Her best friend, the one who'd questioned her commitment, was engaged after a romantic proposal in Paris. They were throwing a lavish engagement party in 3 weeks at a downtown hotel. It's going to be incredible, Emily gushed. Everyone will be there. We need to get you a sharp new suit. A glamorous party, packed with her friends and the crowd she wanted to dazzle. The perfect stage. I spent the next week preparing. I played the doting boyfriend, helping her choose a dress, booking a suit fitting, listening to her rave about the proposal and the ring's carat size. Behind the scenes, I was setting my plan in motion. I reached out to the event planner, someone my company had worked with before. I pitched a surprise for the engaged couple. A slideshow of their memories to play on the venue's screens. She loved the idea and sent me the specs for the video file. I crafted the video carefully. It began with charming photos of the couple, their friends, and even a few of me and Emily, looking happy together. But the final 30 seconds shifted gears. The screenshots from her group chat, her words displayed in bold, clear text, set to gentle piano music. He's a solid fallback while I sort out what I really want. He trusts me completely. He's just lucky I haven't stepped out yet. The video was complete. The stage was ready. Emily thought the party was about her friend. She had no idea it was her curtain call. Update 2: The engagement party felt like the quiet before a storm. I wasn't anxious, I was locked in. I had a mission, a structure to tear down, and the tools to do it. We arrived at the hotel ballroom. A glittering scene of designer gowns, sharp suits, and self-important chatter. Emily thrived in it, flitting between groups, laughing, air-kissing, pulling me along like a prop. I smiled, nodded, and played my role. I handed the video file to the event planner. Play it after the bride's father's speech, I instructed. She nodded and headed to the tech booth. The toasts began an hour in. The bride's father spoke emotionally. The best man shared funny anecdotes, and the groom gave a touching tribute to his fiancée. As he finished, the lights dimmed. The planner's voice announced, "And now, A special tribute from a close friend, celebrating cherished moments. The piano music began, and the slideshow started. I stood beside Emily at the back of the room. She squeezed my arm, smiling. "This is so thoughtful," she whispered. The first few minutes were heartwarming. Photos of the couple, their friends, and us, looking like a perfect pair. The crowd smiled, some wiping tears. Then the music swelled, and the final 30 seconds hit. The first screenshot appeared. He's a solid fallback while I sort out what I really want. Emily's grip on my arm tightened. Her smile vanished. "What's this?" she whispered, her voice shaking. The next screenshot. "He trusts me completely." Murmurs rippled through the room as guests read the words. Heads turned, eyes darting from the screens to Emily, confusion replacing their joy. Then the final screenshot. "He's just lucky I haven't stepped out yet." Silence fell. The piano music felt like a requiem. The screens went dark, the lights returned, and every gaze fixed on Emily. Her face was a portrait of shock and horror. Her Freedom Squad friends looked equally stunned. Their own complicity laid bare. I leaned in, my voice a calm whisper. "Not so funny now, is it?" I didn't wait for a reply. I stepped back, turned, and walked out of the ballroom, my pace steady, unhurried. I didn't look back. As the doors closed, I heard the chaos erupt, sobs, raised voices. The storm had broken. Uncle Mike was waiting in the lobby. I told him my plan earlier that day. He hadn't questioned it, just said, "I'll be there." He stood as I approached, a quiet pride in his eyes. "Let's grab a drink," he said. "You look like a man who just broke free." He was right. I was liberated. Final update: 6 months have passed since the party. The dismantling is done, and I'm clearing the rubble, laying the groundwork for something new. This isn't a story of vengeance. It's about accountability and moving forward. The party's aftermath was swift and total. Emily unraveled. Her best friend, the bride, was livid that her night was overshadowed, and their friendship ended. Emily's social circle collapsed. The undeniable evidence, her own words on those screens, spread through her network. She wasn't a victim. She was the orchestrator of her own downfall. Her friends, the ones she'd worked so hard to impress, saw her as a manipulator and cut her off. She tried to fight back, claiming I'd faked the screenshots, painting me as obsessive and controlling. But my reputation held firm, and her words were too incriminating. She lost her job at a PR agency where the groom, her friend's fiancé, was a senior partner. He didn't fire her outright, but the workplace became so hostile, filled with whispers and cold shoulders, that she had to quit. She moved out of my house. I'd already boxed her belongings and left them in the garage. Her father picked them up. When I saw him briefly weeks later, he couldn't meet my eyes, weighed down by embarrassment. Emily now lives in a modest apartment across town, working a low-level job trying to rebuild. Her social life is gone, her reputation tarnished. 2 months ago, she sent me a long email, part apology, part blame, part self-pity. She called her barbecue comment the biggest mistake of her life, insisting she didn't mean it, just wanted to seem edgy. She even blamed Uncle Mike, calling him a bitter old man for his advice. That line showed she still didn't understand. She blamed everyone, her joke, my uncle, except herself. I deleted the email without responding. My life is calm now, grounded. I've been spending time with my family, the true pillars of my life. Uncle Mike and I go fishing every other weekend. We don't discuss the past. It's unspoken between us. He just slaps my shoulder and says, "You handled it well, kid." The real victory wasn't the slideshow or the public exposure. It was believing her. At the barbecue, she showed me who she was, and Uncle Mike taught me to trust that. His advice wasn't about revenge, it was about self-worth. I took her at her word and acted accordingly. She thought she could toy with my commitment, keeping me as a safety net while chasing thrills. She didn't realize that for me, commitment isn't a game. It's a foundation. When you prove your promises are hollow, I don't lash out. I dismantle the structure and rebuild on firmer ground. And the new foundation I'm laying is stronger than ever.